My name is Monica Marks. We are here at Cerritos College in front of the Fine Arts Building and my installation, Mindful Currents. My intention for this was to create something that was soothing, and our world is a little crazy right now, and I wanted to create something that kind of brought a sense of mindfulness and relaxation and a place of peace in the middle of chaos. My work in the mental health field for so many years, managing my own mental health issues, really informs everything I do. Mindfulness is something that I try to make a part of my life. It's very important to take time to slow down, to be aware of what's in front of me, to do an action in a very mindful way. The easiest place to do that is at a residency. When I'm at a residency, no problem slowing down. In the middle of my chaotic life, it takes a lot more work. So creating a space that encourages that slowing down, encourages that attention to detail, that really being in the moment and seeing where you are right now, that is a very important thing for me to do, both for myself and others. I got to speak to a lot of faculty members, community members, students, and it's just been overwhelming to know that my goal in how I wanted this to affect people has actually been reached. The origination for this idea came from a costume that I had at Neotropolis, which is a 5-day immersive cyberpunk event in the desert. And I was the host of a jellyfish from another world. And I had a bubble umbrella that I decorated, I added lights, and I walked around and it flowed as I walked. Shortly after I came back from Neotropolis, I was working with Shoebox. And Shoebox Projects had an installation in a 24 by 24 closet space. And what you'll see when you look at this, you'll see the original installation of these tiny little jellyfish that were in this tiny little closet. Christine Shoemaker, who is my mentor, is always saying, go big, take something and go big. When I saw the call for art for proposals for window dressing, I thought, okay, why not? What if I expand these tiny little jellyfish, take the ideas from my costume and make it a large jellyfish aquarium that is open 24/7 to students, visitors, anyone who wants to come and take a moment and just be at peace looking at the fish. I wanted there to be movement and color and glowing. I wanted there to be movement from fans that look like the currents. I wanted there to be movement up and down of the actual jellyfish, which was very tricky, and I outsourced to people that are technically able to make that happen. And I wanted it to glow with black light. I'm a big fan of things glowing in black light. A very new experience to work with the creative team, especially being related to some of them and living in the same house. We were always working on it, kind of took over the family, it took over the house. My son, who's in school for mechanical engineering, and my husband, who works in the TV film industry, and then my daughter, who's very creative herself. We all pulled together to come up with how to make it work. The mechanics of it are not hidden. They're out of direct sight, but I want you to see how we put it together, how the creative team came up with the ideas. And to be able to direct people in a way to place things that would work with my vision, I liked it. I kind of want to do it more. So trying to think of how to make abstracted small jellyfish was tricky. We decided upon creating something with a 3D printer, and that's where my son comes in. Alex is a whiz at 3D printing. We worked together to design something that worked for the shape. It was still abstracted, but you could still tell what it was. And when you see it close up, you'll see that it's got 2 layers. They're printed in colors that would react to the black light, and then trying all different kinds of ribbons and material and see what would work to flow from it. There weren't any umbrellas in the shoebox closet because there wasn't the space. So the ability to bring back the umbrella look was really kind of exciting for me because that's the origin story of the jellyfish. Being a found object artist, it was hard for me to use as much plastic as I did, but when we could reuse items, recycle items, we absolutely did that. Bubble wrap we already had a lot of. We used it both for the covers of the large jellyfish under the fabric and the tentacles of the small ones. The wheels at the top that are turning the small jellyfish are filament spools that you get your filament for use in a 3D printer. A lot of the other equipment we already had because of the work that my husband does and the work that my son does and my just keeping everything for art. So where we could reuse, we absolutely did. The seaweed in the kelp forest that we created was made from a donated curtain that was given to someone who then gave it to me, and we used the laser cutter to cut it into strips. So Christine Shoemaker sends out calls for art, and I saw this one that James McDevitt put out. James McDevitt always wanted someone to do an aquarium. No one's ever thought of it before. And he has been a joy to work with. We've had the most interesting conversations. I really want to thank James for this opportunity and the Cerritos College Fine Arts Department and everyone who helped support me, my family, Christine, all my art friends who are coming to visit and see it. I love visiting aquariums, and my favorite place is always the jellyfish. So I was very excited to be able to recreate that here.